A recipe for fried rice. Ingredients: half a stick of Filipino barbecue pork, 2 eggs, 1 scallion, 2.5 cups of day-old rice, a third of a cup of soy sauce, and 2 tablespoons of oil.
Yeah.
Equipment: a chef's knife, a cutting board, a non-stick skillet, and a spatula. Dad used to make fried rice for breakfast, but since he had chemotherapy yesterday, he will tell you to do it instead. 1. Cut up the pork into 1/2-inch cubes. Chewing is one of the last luxuries that still makes him feel human. 2. Treat the scallion like you treat your repressed feelings. Wash them well, chop it up, and set aside. Remember, they're only a garnish. 3. Remember that day you found out your father was diagnosed with cancer? Remember the way your eyes shimmered? Well, heat the oil until it looks just like that. Then carefully place your cubed meat into the skillet to avoid splashing. Cook until crispy. But if that oil starts smoking the way you did for the first time in 2 years, take a step back. Breathe and turn down the heat before adding in your barbecue pork. 4. When you feel like breaking down, crack the eggs instead. Put them into the skillet. Mix up the meat and the eggs so they scramble evenly. Scramble like your emotions when the formalities of good morning, how are you are in remission. Scramble the words on your tongue so your lingering teenage angst doesn't burn the last bridge between you and your dying father. He's holding on to his life the way the day-old rice holds onto flavor. 5. Add in your rice. Warm it up just the way Dad's blood pressure warmed up when your American values and his Filipino culture couldn't stand the heat in the same kitchen. Side note: the grains of rice stray away from the mass, become hard and callous. So tell me, how are you supposed to unconditionally love family when their conservative mentality still makes you look at your wrist like it is a cutting board? 6. Add in the soy sauce. Add more soy sauce if that rice is not brown enough, because neither of you would be whitewashed or brown enough to understand each other's upbringing anyway. So we can just pretend here and don't worry about adding in too much soy sauce. That fried rice will never be as salty as you. 7. Throw in the scallions. Remember, fresh herbs taste best when added at the end of the cooking process. And although he wouldn't be able to tell, nor can when you added them in, by now he's even more hungry. Don't let him count his days based on how many grains of rice are left on his plate, because this is not about you. Don't worry, you'll get your chance to hash out your differences over breakfast because he will cook fried rice on his own again someday. 8. Scoop and serve the way I love you can never say. 9. Uneaten portions can be kept in an airtight container in the fridge for 3 days. Make sure to throw out any repressed feelings left over and your optimism doesn't spoil. 10. To reheat, add a tablespoon of water and microwave for 3 minutes. Dad will die on a Monday. And after the mortuary takes the body and the hospice company takes their equipment, remind yourself to eat.
Yeah.